Hi guys, this is Sheila again, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these beautiful Rastafarian shirts. These can be perfect for a festival because they're really colorful and playful, the colors. And for this tutorial, I'll really advise you to first go through the full video to get the basics of how to do the shaping and all that, so that you don't get confused while working with me. So I'll really advise you to first watch through before you get started right away. So for this tutorial, I'll be using 4 colors of yarn. So you'll need any medium weight yarn. So if you have any yarn that recommends a 5mm crochet hook, use that. It would be perfect. And I really know that sometimes we see brands that are not accessible in different countries. So you have to improvise. You have to learn how to improvise. And I believe if you have any yarn that recommends a 5mm crochet hook, that can work. So I'll be taking you through step by step of this Rastafarian shirts. I came up with the idea after working on my nude brown and white granny shirts that I worked on recently, I think 2 days back. So I got the idea of bringing that knowledge into this mesh pattern, and I had to come up with a pattern that works well with the shirts. So let's get started. For this tutorial, you're going to need a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a tape measure. This is very key because this is going to help us achieve the exact size that we need to get an exact fitting for our shirts. So you're going to measure your hip size. Let me say 40. If your hip size is 40 inches, you're going to divide it by 2 and get 20, because we're going to first work on one leg and then we shall work on the second leg and then we join them. So our 40 inches, we've divided them by 2, we have 20 inches. So we are going to divide this number by 8, this 20 inches by 8, because we are going to have multiple colors. We are going to have 4 colors, but in divisions of 2.5. So each color is going to take this measurement running down, then another color, then another color around here. So divide this number by 4. Sorry, by 8, since we are going to have 4 colors 2 times on each leg. So divide it by 8 and you're going to have 2.5. So each color is going to be 2.5 inches running down, because we don't want to make very big divisions. The smaller divisions look better. So you're going to grab your yarn. I'm going to start with the color black, because I'm going to be doing the Rastafarian colors. So you're going to make a slip knot, and then you're going to get a measurement. You know the shirts are like this. You're going to determine the length of the shirts that you want. This will be the waistband, but you're going to determine the length that you want for the shirts, that length. So that's the chain that we are going to do right now, and mine is 50 chains. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 50. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 50. So I have my 50 chains here. That number should be an even number. Then you're going to chain an extra 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to double crochet in the 6th chain from hook. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the 6th you're going to place a double crochet there. So we're going to continue making mesh, chain 1, skip 1 chain, and then double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1 chain, and double crochet in the next. So this is all we're going to do for this whole row. So I'm making my very last double crochet there, and this is how your work should look like. I've already measured mine, and I need 4 rows to get to 2.5 inches. So the shirts are going to have stripes like this of different colors, something like that. So I need 4 rows of each color, but for the first color you will do 2 rows instead of 4, so that the 2 rows on this side they add up to 4. I hope you understand. We're going to do 2 rows of the first color, and then also we shall do the same on the other side, so that we have a total of 4 rows here in the middle. We don't want a big color, a big strip of color in one place. So I'm going to do 2 rows of black. So for row 2 you're going to chain 4 and turn your work, and then double crochet in the next double crochet. We are literally doing the same thing. Chain 1, double crochet in the next. So we are using the mesh stitch. Chain 1, double crochet in the next, and this is all we are going to do. So if you're using one color, you can go ahead and do this for until you have the length of half your hip measurement up here. So mine was 20. You're going to build until you have 20 inches along the side, because this length is going to be constant, this one. So Okay, so I'm done with my second row, and this is what I have. So I want to demonstrate for you using the first leg that I did. So this is where we are right now. We have 2 rows of black. Then now we are let me measure this for you, and you see every strip is 2.5 inches. You can see that 2.5, 2.5. So I needed only 4 rows to achieve the calculation that I did on the paper. So I'm going to have 2 rows of black, then 4 rows of yellow. All the other colors are going to be 4 rows. That's if you're changing the colors. If you're not changing colors, then you don't need to do the divisions. You're going to just go until you have a total of 20 inches or whatever measurement you came up with when you divided your hip measurement into half. You can see that 20 inches. So we're working on the second leg. This is our very first leg. So you're going to keep working. These are 2 rows, 4 4 4 4 4 4 4, and then 2 at the end. So when we are joining, sorry, we're not going to join this side to this side, but we'll be joining this piece to this piece, but it will be something like this, so that we achieve the 4 rows of black. We don't want a very big strip of black. That's why we are doing 2 rows here. So black is done. You're going to cut your yarn, chain 1, cut, and now we're going to attach our yellow. I hope now you have the bigger picture of the piece. Grab your yellow yarn and attach it where you left off with black. Then you're going to chain 4 and then double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet. So this is all we are going to do for the rest of the row. So remember, every row begins with chain 4, which counts as a double crochet, chain 1, and then you keep going. So I'm going to do my my flat strip, and then when we are done with the 20 inches, I'll be showing you how to shape your shirts. So go ahead and build your piece until you have 20 inches or whatever measurement you came up with when you divided your hip measurement into 2. Okay, so right now I have my 20 inches. You can see this, and then also at the base looks exactly the same. We did 2 rows of black here, and we've ended with 2 rows of black. So let me measure this for you just to confirm the measurement that we started with. So you should have a total of 20 inches. So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to be showing you how to make this crotch area. This is the middle section of our shirts, and you're going to identify the front side and the back side. So the front side, I've chosen this to be my front side, the one that has black, red. So this is the side where we've ended our work. You can see this when red is next to black. So if you used a plain color, no problem, just go ahead and start shaping the legs. We are going to extend this by a total of 4 rows at the front side. This is the front panel, and this is the back panel. So I'm going to be showing you how to shape the legs. So you're going to start your row like you've been doing, chain 4, turn your work, and we are going to do only 10 boxes. So this is the first one, chain 1. This is the second one, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have 10 boxes here. So you're going to chain 4. This is the end of this row. You're going to chain 4 and turn your work and go back on those 10 boxes. You're still going to have 10 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now you're going to cut your yarn. So I've told you at the front side we are going to extend by 4 rows. So these are just 2 rows. So we are going to switch colors because we've achieved our 4 rows of black. And so far we've extended our rows by 2 rows. So 2 more rows. So I'm going to grab my yellow yarn. That's my next color that I'm going to use. And I do still 10 boxes of this for 2 rows, so that I have a total of an extension of 4 rows. So attach your yarn, chain 4, and then start the mesh pattern. One double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the next double crochet. So you're going to place in the very last stitch. So you should have a total of 10 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So chain 4, turn your work, and do the last row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is what you should have at the front panel. You're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. So this is what you should have right now. Now we are going to go on the other side and do something similar to this, but it's going to be a bit different because we are going to extend by 6 rows. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By 8 rows, sorry. This is by 4 rows, and then the other side we are going to extend by 8 rows. So you're going to turn to the opposite side. Make sure this is where the extension is, so we are going to do the extension here on this side. Make sure I don't confuse the sides. So I'm going to grab my black yarn because I want to achieve 4 rows of black, but for the next 2 rows, since we already have 2 rows, the next 2 rows are going to just be 10 boxes, just like we did on the other side. So attach your black yarn, chain 4, and then double crochet in the next double crochet and make a total of 10 boxes. So chain 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next. So these are 5 so far. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then chain 4, turn your work and do the same thing all the way down. So I've told you on this side we are going to be extending by 8 rows instead of 4. The other side we extended by 4, which is our front side, and then the back side we are going to extend by 8. So this is done. We're done with our 2 rows of black. So I'm going to cut my yarn and then go to my yellow. So attach your yellow yarn where you left off with black and do a total of 4 rows of 10 boxes, 4 rows of 10 boxes. So this is my first row. So this pattern is quite easy. It's beginner friendly. The only challenge is when it comes to shaping of the legs and turning it into a shirt. But once you know a double crochet and a chain, then this pattern is really easy to follow. So I'm on my second row. This is my third row. And now we are working our final row of yellow. So after the 4th row of yellow, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. So remember I had told you on this side we are going to extend by 8 rows. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we are going to attach our next color, which is green. So if you're using a plain color, you don't have to worry about all this. You're going to just go straight into 8 rows of whatever color you want, the color that you used. So attach your green yarn here and just do 2 rows because we already have 6 rows and we are supposed to extend by 8 rows. So attach your yarn and chain 4, and then do 2 rows of green to just make it to 8 rows of extension. I hope I'm clear. So the first 2 are black, the next 4 are yellow, and now the next 2 are green. So this is our first row done, and you're going to do 1 more row of green. 1 2 3 4. Turn your work and work 1 row of green. Okay, so after this row, of green, that means we've done an extension. You can see this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We've done an extension of 8 rows. So you're going to identify the side that you want to be on the inside, and then turn your work inside out, because we are going to stitch this together. So this is my wrong side and this is my right side. I've chosen this as my right side. So you're going to place your work like this, and now I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet in each and every space 2 times. This is 1 2, go into the next space, 1 2, into the next space. So we are joining the other side to this side. 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're doing a row of single crochets attaching the other side to this side. And once you're done with that, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. And now you're going to turn your work on the right side, because the other one was inside out. We were doing the joining. So this is how our work looks like. You can see it's neat and it's not so visible that we joined something here. So the side that has the fewer extensions is the front side. Now you're going to do the same exact thing as this, so that you have 2 parts. So one part is one leg and then the other part is the other leg. The only difference is when it comes to the second leg, like this one, the way we stitched this on the inside, this time this stitch is going to be on the outside so that we can turn our work inside out. So place your work like this, like the way you want it to be. But this time the seam line, the single crochet row is going to be on the outside. I'm going to give you a reason why. I'm going to show you why. So go ahead and stitch 2 single crochets in each and every box. 1 2 1 2 1 2. So go all the way So once you're done with this, you're going to chain one and cut your yarn. So your work should be like this. This one is our front side, and you can see the seam line is inside here. But once you place this is the same exact side. The seam line should be here, so that when we turn it around to the right side, like this is what we have, because we want it to face like this. I hope I'm clear. Hope I haven't confused you. The easier way is to use maybe a tapestry needle, so that you don't have to choose sides. But when you use a single crochet to join this, then you have to change a few things. So this is what we have right now. So the next step is to join, to make a joining from here all the way back up, and we split the legs. So we have already split the legs at this point, but we have to join these 2 points and all the way up and then all the way down. So don't forget, the side with the fewer extensions is our front side. So I'm going to turn my work inside out, because now we are going to do the single crochet row like this. Make sure the right sides are together, the front side with the front side and the back side with the back side. So these are the back sides. You can see the extensions are longer. So we are going to do a row of single crochets. I'm going to be using my black yarn. So you're going to grab this side and this side. These are both the back panels. And then attach your yarn here. Now we are going to start attaching 2 stitches in each box. 2 single crochets, just like we did for the middle of the legs. So this is 1 and 2. Go to the next box, 1, 2. Go to the next box, 1, 2. So we are joining the back side and the front side. Okay, so we've attached all the way to this point where the extensions began from. So you're going to just align them, because we have the same colors on both sides. So I'm going to place 1 single crochet down here before the extension, 1 there, and then I go ahead to place 2 in each and every double crochet space. So 2 here, 2 here. Then now we've moved to yellow, and now you're going to place 2 here. So let me show you something. Let me show you how our work looks like on the right side. This is how it should look like, because we are joining the 2 panels to create leg holes, to split the legs, everything at once. So we are going back. Okay, so we are still on the yellow. So 2 single crochets in here, 2 single crochets in the next double crochet space, 2 single crochets in the next. Now we've moved to green, so align your work. 2 single crochets in the first green, 2 single crochets in the next green. Now we've moved back to yellow, 2 single crochets there, 2 single crochets in the next. 2 single crochets in the next. Now we're on black. 2 single crochets in the next. So now we are going to go back up to the chain 1 spaces, but before we do that, we're going to place 1 single crochet in this space. Then we are going to go up with 2 single crochets in each chain 1 space, just like we did on the other side. So 2 single crochets in this first box and all the way up, 2 in each, like that, like the way we did on this side. Okay, go ahead and finish up. So we're just placing 2 single crochets in each and every chain 1 space, attaching this panel to this panel. So I'm in my very last box and I'm going to place 3 single crochets because it was a bit far. So I've placed 3 single crochets and I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. So at this point we've achieved the shape of the shirt. This is how your work should look like on the inside part. I know it's a bit shabby, but when you turn it around to the outside part, the part that we want the like people to see, this is how your work should look like. So remember, the side that had the longer extension was the back side and this is the front side. This is shorter than this. This one we did some more rows of extension. So this is how your shirt should look like. So we are going to do the final touches. I'm going to first get rid of all the strands and then I get back when we are shaping the waistband, then also working the bottom of the shirts. So you can see that when we joined, we achieved the 4 rows of black that we wanted. We don't have extra rows of black. This is the reason why I started with 2 rows of black and then I started 4 rows of each other color. Yeah, so get rid of all the strands, these strands, and we come back when we are doing the final touches on the shirt. Okay, my waistband is going to be black. As you all know, like crochet garments tend to get dirty on the edges, so I prefer the darker colors on the sides. So I'm going to grab my black yarn and attach it to the back side. So this is my front side. I'm going to go to the back and attach it in this double crochet space, and you're going to go all the way around the waistband with 2 double crochets in each and every double crochet space. So I chained up 3 and placed a second double crochet in that same space because the chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet. So go all the way around, placing 2 double crochets in each and every space. 1 2. So this is all we're going to do for this row. Go all the way around, and I'll show you what to do for the second row of the waistband. Right now I've come to the end of the round, and I'm going to slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 to finish up that row. So for the next row, you're going to do something a bit different. You're going to chain up 3 and then do 2 front post double crochets. So for a front post, you prepare for a double crochet, yarn over, go around the post like this, and then do a double crochet. This is a front post double crochet. Do the same for the next one. Now actually this may be a bit confusing. Just alternate between front and back post. So this is a front, this is a back. You go to the back and then go around that post and then pull through and then finish your double crochet. So it's front, back, front, back. So the next one is a front, so I'll go around like this and do a double crochet and then do a back post like that. So this is all we're going to do. We're trying to get a ribbing effect in the waist area. So go ahead and do that. Keep alternating between front post and back post. Front post, back post. So keep doing that all the way around for this row, and I'll show you what to do for the next one. You can see the ribbing effect has started showing. So go all the way around with that pattern. So I've finished my second row and I've finished with a front post, so I'll just slip stitch in this space and then I'm going to chain up 3, and for the third row, which is our final row for the waistband, we are going to place a front post in every front post double crochet and a back post in every back post double crochet from the previous row. So all the double crochets that are popping outwards are front posts, so you will place front post double crochets in each of them, and every double crochet that's moving backwards is a back post, so you will place a back post. You can see there are these ones which are popping out, and then there are these ones which move to the back. So you're going to keep aligning them the same exact way. Every front post double crochet will get a front post double crochet, and then every back post double crochet will get a back post double crochet. And go ahead and finish up this row, and this will be the final row of the waistband. If you want to make it thicker, you can go for more rows, but 3 rows are enough for our waistband since the shorts are already high-waisted. This is going to just help us push them a little higher. So you can see the ribbing effect. So go ahead and finish up this row. Okay, so I went ahead to finish the waistband. I want to show you how I did it. I did the 3 rows, the first row of double crochets, then 2 rows of front post back post double crochet, then I made a very long chain of about 250 chains, and weaved it through the second row every 2 stitches. And then now you can see that our shirt is no longer that wide. You can see that it has that drawstring which can gather the waist area together so that we have a better fitting of these shorts. Then you can tie this, and yeah, that's it for the upper part. And then for the lower side, I've done only one side, and I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to do exactly what we've done on the waistband. The only difference is we are going to just do 2 rows, because I don't want this to be as thick as the waistband. I want it to be a bit thinner. So you're going to go into this with 2 double crochets. Then the second row will be the row of front post and back post double crochet, and that's all we are going to do for the lower part. You can see I'm done with this, and this is how it looks like. So I'm going to do the same here. So I'm going to attach my black yarn at this point, anywhere in any in any double crochet space, sorry. Then you're going to chain 3 and then double crochet again in that same space, double crochet twice in the next space, and we are going to do the same exact thing like when we were working on the waistband. So 2 double crochets in each double crochet space, 2 double crochets, move into the next space, 2 double crochets. So you're going to go around this whole leg doing the same thing. So 2 double crochets in each space, go all the way around. I've come to the end of the row, and I'm going to attach it on top of this very first chain 3 like that. And now our very last row, because for the leg hole we are only going to do 2 rows. You're going to chain 3 and then front post double crochet in the next stitch, back post in the next. So we are alternating between front post double crochet and back post double crochet, just like we did on the waistband. So we are doing that same exact thing, and you're going to go all the way around your leg hole, and when you come to the end, you'll slip stitch in this stitch, and that will be it. You'll weave in your ends, and I'll show you how mine will look like at the end. Okay, so I'm done with this other side, and this is how my final short, my final product looks like. You can see it's balanced, it's symmetrical, and yes, the mesh is not so exaggerated that it's so indecent. It's just very little holes that you can deal with when you wear maybe a black input. And this is the final product. I hope you loved this tutorial. Can't wait to share with you my other ideas. And you know the weakness I have for these colors, I had to just figure out a way to make a mesh something out of it. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in my next one.